The Royal Champion just got her newest epic equipment, the Flake. But before you rush to upgrade it, the real question is it any good? In this video, we'll compare the Flake to every other Royal Champion equipment, reveal the best pairings, and show you what attack strategies it works best with. Stick around because by the end, you'll know exactly whether the Flake is a must-have upgrade or an ore sink to avoid. The Flake freezes 4 nearest defenses the moment you activate it, locking them in place and buying your troops valuable time. As you upgrade it, the freeze spreads to even more buildings, eventually reaching a powerful 7 target freeze at max level, while its hit points, projectile damage, and slowdown duration all climb steadily. That said, it's not a standout choice early on. I wouldn't seriously consider running it until at least level 18, when it finally hits the 6 target freeze and starts to feel impactful. And if you want the full 7 target potential, you'll need to take it all the way to max, which is undeniably costly and a bit frustrating given how much ore it demands. Before committing any ore to this equipment, I highly recommend using a mighty morsel to test it and see whether it truly fits into your attack strategy. You can pick up a few of these through the Silver Pass reward track, and if you're planning to grab the event pass, don't forget to support your favorite content creator. If you'd like to support me, my code is TomNub. It helps the channel massively so I can continue bringing you the best content possible. Here's a pro tip many players don't know. Once you activate a Mighty Morsel, you can run unlimited friendly challenges on your own base or your clanmates' bases. Use that to experiment, test different setups, and decide for yourself if you think this equipment is worth using your ore on. The first thing I had to test this equipment with was, of course, the Royal Champion Charge. There's no denying that Electro Boots are still one of the most overpowered pieces of equipment in the entire game, and they're absolutely essential for any Royal Champion Charge. So the real question is, does the Flake bring anything meaningful to this strategy, or does it fall short? The short answer is no. Flake doesn't pair well with the Electro Boots in an RC charge. The freeze effect adds very little value because your entire goal is to prevent the Royal Champion from taking damage in the first place. The extra stats are nice, but when compared to something like the Rocket Spear in a recalled RC charge or even a haste file, Flake just can't compete. It's simply not the optimal choice for this strategy. You can pair Flake with the Electro Boots when your Royal Champion is supporting the main army push in a smash style attack. Think Meteor Golems or Super Witches. In fact, this is probably the Flake's strongest use case and the best overall combination, but it only works if the RC is behind your main troops, not running out on her own or doing back-end cleanups. When timed correctly, the freeze effect combined with totem spells can strip away almost all incoming damage, keeping your army rolling through the base with surprising ease. It's important to stress that the Flake isn't built for air strategies. If you try and use the Royal Champion as part of your main push, she'll be the only ground troop, making her an easy target for defenses like the Ricochet Cannon. Flake shines in a supporting role, where it performs well, but you lose the versatility you get with a combination like the Rocket Spear plus Electro Boots, which can handle funneling, support, or even full RC charges. The challenge with Flake is that running 2 epic pieces on the same hero gets expensive in terms of ore, even more so if you already have the spear and boots already leveled. So what's the best common equipment to pair it with? You've got 2 different paths, a damage build or a support build. If you want extra damage, Flake plus the haste file is a solid choice. It's not on the same level as Electro Boots. Skeleton traps can cut into the haste file's value, but the two still complement each other fairly well. If you'd rather lean into support, pairing Flake with the Hog Puppet works surprisingly well, giving your Royal Champion more control and utility during the attack. The issue is the Electro Boots are simply in a league of their own. Both of these setups have legitimate use cases, but in most situations, Electro Boots remain the strongest option overall. Whatever you do, don't pair the Flake with the Rocket Spear. The combination simply doesn't make sense. Flake freezes defenses that the spear would outrange anyway, so you gain nothing from running them together. Now that we've locked down the ideal way to use the Flake, it's time to put it to work. Let's jump into a few live attacks and show exactly exactly how powerful this piece of equipment can be when you use it right. We're kicking things off on a Town Hall 14. Obviously, you can't push equipment all the way to level 27 at this stage, so level 21 is what we're working with. The good news is that it's already close to full power. Really, the only thing you're missing is the final extra freeze target. The shorter duration and small stat decreases are barely noticeable in practice. For this attack, I'm bringing in Super Witches, but don't let that throw you off. The Frost Flake performs exactly the same in any Smash style attack. The Warden's Fireball lets us shape the perfect funnel, picking off key defenses before we pull him over to join the main push, with the Super Witches and Barbarian King. On the opposite side, the Archer Queen and Siege Barracks carve out the perfect funnel, giving us a clean path to wall break straight into the base. When you're running the Frost Flake, timing your Royal Champion is incredibly important. You don't want her sprinting ahead, triggering ability too early, and freezing defenses that aren't even targeting your troops. You'll notice I hold onto the RC until my army is already driving towards the core. This is where the Frost Flake provides maximum value. As for the equipment itself, I'm a bit split. I like what it offers, but it doesn't match the versatility of the Electro Boots plus Spear combo. The Frost Flake really has one clear purpose: supporting your main push. That can be a strength, but would I replace an already upgraded Spear plus Boots setup for it? Probably not. The Frost Flake activates and locks down several defenses just ahead of our troops, giving them the breathing room they need to push through the remaining buildings and the Town Hall. That full 100% slowdown effect is especially valuable in the final stretch, helping your army grind through the last pockets of resistance. Now let's step things up. We're moving to a fully maxed Town Hall 18 with every piece of equipment at its max level to see how the Frost Flake performs at its absolute best. Switching back to what I believe is the strongest way to use this equipment, we're running the Meteor Golems. No change to the rest of the heroes. Just like the Super Witch attack, the Royal Champion's job is to support the Meteor Golems, starting with a Warden Walk paired with the Fireball to grab as much value as possible and set a clean funnel. This time, the equipment is fully maxed, so we get the full benefit of freezing 7 defenses at once. Now, here's the honest downside. There's no additional damage. Yes, it's a support piece, but the Royal Champion is inherently a damage-focused hero, and this equipment doesn't really synergize with her kit. It lacks versatility, and that's the biggest thing holding it back. It's not a bad equipment, and it does have some use cases, but I personally would not be swapping out my Rocket Spear for this, nor would I be using any of my ore to upgrade it. All of this is based purely on my own testing, so I definitely encourage you to try it out yourself. Use a Mighty Morsel and see how it performs in your favorite strategy. I'm not a pro player, so I'm genuinely curious to see whether the top players find a place for this equipment or ignore it entirely. For more casual players like most of us, it doesn't feel essential to any strategy right now. If it ever gets a little bit of extra damage, that might change my view slightly. That's everything I've got for you today. If you want to see an Electro Dragon strategy built around totem spells, check out this video on screen next.